We'll talk
Yeah.
about burning boats. It's something people don't think about. This is kind of a funny story because, as I recall, on this burning boat, it was suspected that it was EV fires, but I don't think any of the EVs were burnt.
No, that's this thing is a multi-tiered car carrier. Fremantle Highway, I think it's called. And the first, course, once they heard about it, it caught fire out in the English Channel. The media first heard it, they expected, oh, it's got electric cars on it. Those must be the cause of the fire. Turns out they're able to put the fire out. They're able to tow it, tug it back into port. And they started looking, all the fire investigators and the ship owners and things started looking through it. It turns out the fire was up on I think it was the 8th deck. And that all of the electric cars were down like on the 4th deck, getting lower down on the ship. And apparently there was little damage to those cars. I don't know if they have actually found what the cause was, but it turns out with 99% certainty that it was not the electric cars that started the fire.
Nice. Well, there was almost 3,800 vehicles of Mercedes-Benz and BMW makes, of which a little less than 500 were EVs. The data suggests that the internal combustion engine vehicles catch fire at a higher rate than EVs.
The real problem that we need to be concerned about is actually on a smaller scale. It's down in the electric bike and electric kick scooter category, where manufacturers and retailers sometimes are selling equipment that with substandard batteries on board and substandard chargers. And that's where we're seeing probably more danger of having a fire than we are of your electric car. I plugged my car in last night before I went to bed because works for the power company, says, you charge the car at night. That's the best time for our grid. So I charged the car at night. I woke up this morning, no fire. And it's been 3 years I've been doing that. So it's not a problem. But if fires are a problem, particularly for these cheap, small electric scooters, some off brands of electric bikes, that's what they were stressing in here that we need to be concerned about.
Well, this Auto Week article, it does mention, it says it doesn't help that e-bikes and e-scooters using the same sort of nickel cadmium based lithium ion batteries have been catching fire while charging inside New York apartments. Well, I guess, like you're saying, the cheaper ones, the cheaper construction of the batteries. Who knows? And a lot of it, if you're overcharging, there's different things that can contribute to that.
Yeah, a lot of different potential causes where, the battery's been damaged in some way. Like you say, overcharging. The DMS system that controls the charging is faulty. So there could be a number of different things. If you're in the market for a e-bike, make sure you're getting bikes from reputable manufacturer.
So here's some EVs that can be picked up cheaply here in the picture that they're lightly used. And,
yeah. Perfect for a restoration project.
Yes.
These were in Germany, and I think they belonged to the local police department or something. And it's suspected that what happened is these were the victims of arson.
Yes.
And not of the batteries catching fire.
They are all conveniently, in a row. 4 electric vehicles, the Leipzig, Germany Police Department. Regarding the Chevy Bolts, GM recommended owners park the car outside and limit the maximum charge to 90%. And once again, we were talking about how overcharging can play something. It's not to say that if you overcharge your car battery, it's going to explode, but
well, there was a fault with the batteries that they purchased from the company that was a supplier at the time. They had since corrected that, and in some cases that involved bringing the car back in and completely giving them a brand new battery pack, which obviously was expensive for General Motors to do. But you learned your lesson.